Talking this morning with Alan Austin. Alan is a long-time journalist who has recently moved to France and is in... Alan, tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay. I have worked in radio and in print in the area of secular politics and economics, but also in religious affairs. And so quite a bit of my writing over the years has been with church publications or interdenominational publications. And I am hoping to be able to continue that, even though I am located in France. All my writing is in English, can't write in French yet, but I'm gradually learning to read in French, which is becoming very, very handy, because from time to time I have been able to pick up on analysis or opinions or perspectives on things that are happening in Australia from here in Europe. And I'm hoping that'll be able to continue. And I think that probably adds an element of my contribution to the debates in which I engage on economics and politics and on religious affairs, to be able to just sort of tune in to some of the discussion that's happening here in Europe and be able to incorporate that and reflect some of that back to the discussions that are ongoing in Australia in both secular politics, economic analysis, and also in the affairs that are taking place within the church, within the Christian church.
So, is there something you're particularly passionate about at the moment?
In religious affairs, yes. That's the whole issue of accepting same-sex relationships as normal. And I've come to the point, relatively late in life, that they are perfectly acceptable relationships, and I believe this can be understood from a conservative biblical perspective, and I certainly believe that contemporary science is teaching us that is the case. Now, that means, of course, the church has a bit of catching up to do, and I am quite happy to engage within the Christian community in dialogue on that question. In secular economics, the thing that amazes me is just how highly the economists, economic analysts, and other politicians around the world, how highly they rate the Australian government in terms of its economic management, particularly through the global financial crisis, and the fact that most Australians don't see the achievement of the government in its economic management is, to me, a surprise, because the rest of the world is pretty much in awe of what the Australian government achieved in 2008-2009.
So, what's the skills that allow you the same facts in a different context. You talk about the Murdoch framing a story, but also France frames the Australian story differently.
Yes, that's right. Yes. No, that's true. No, the economic situation in Australia is not too bad, but and there's 10 things. There's 10 factors we can look at. What is the actual, real unemployment rate? What is your inflation rate? What is the rate of economic growth? What is the debt that the government incurs each year with its latest surplus or its projected surplus or deficit the next budget? What is the cumulative debt Australia has as a nation now? What are the level of social service payments, the level of payments to pensioners? What's the nature of our health care? Is it possible for someone after an accident to go straight to a hospital and get fixed? Because it doesn't happen in every country. And some of the other factors are interest rates, and all of these things are actually measurable. But most people don't know. And when you read Murdoch publications, they talk about record debt, and they talk about growing unemployment or disastrous deficits. When we actually measure these things, Australia comes out clearly at the moment the best. But it does take some scepticism when you read what gets written in the mass media to work through that.
Isn't it also, though, that the understanding, often the numbers are so large that our brains, human brains, really aren't well equipped to comprehend this, the billion, when they talk billions and trillions and whatever, that it's all fairly meaningless, and that there's a real challenge in communicating in images and in language that mean something, what are very abstract and large